Hello again. This fun little turtle is done exactly the same way as our last video. So it's using oil pastel and watercolour. This is a nice easy shape to draw with a semicircle for the shell, an ovally shape for the head, and then just adding in the flippers and the back foot. I'm going to outline the shell, and like I was saying, it's like a semicircle shape, but I'm going to just add some bumps in so that helps us create the pattern on the shell as well. Looks a bit like a cloud at the moment. For the head, I'm going to do this ovally shape. So we've got a little bit for the neck. And then it comes round towards the nose. His mouth's turned down a little bit. And then the chin, and then going back towards the shell. And then this front flipper is quite big. And it's a little bit narrower at this end. So it's a bit wider at the top and goes a little bit narrower at the bottom. And then the back leg is like a paddle shape. So it's thinner where it comes out of the shell. It's a little bit thinner there. And then it goes wider as it comes out at the bottom. So it helps the turtle paddle through the water. And then little tails sticking out at the back. And underneath the shell is the tummy. And then also I'm just going to draw around the outside of the eye. Make this a nice bright yellow. I'm going to press quite hard so that the paint doesn't go in there. So that's the shape, nice and simple. And then I'm just going to outline the pattern. So that means when we come to paint, we can put the paint inside and it won't mix in with the paint in the background. So you could do any pattern you like. You don't have to do it the same as this. You could do something a little bit more abstract if you wanted to. So just go around all of these shapes. And then we'll be ready to start painting. And the same on the flippers. That's nearly all the outlining done. I'm just going to colour inside the eye. And then we're ready to start painting. I just added a little dot for the nostril, and then I've got all my paints ready here. I like to have them already prepared so that you can just start painting without having to stop all the time to mix up more paint. So you could do any colours you like. Just going to start with a nice bright green here. And we don't need to worry about going outside the line because the pastel is going to keep the paint where we want it. So you could just do everything one colour if you wanted. You could add in different colours, blend the colours together. I'm using watercolour, but you could use acrylic paint or poster paint. Just going to make it a little bit lighter here with some yellow. And then as we get down to the back, I'm just going to make mine a little bit darker so it looks like there's a shadow where it goes behind the shell. It's lovely with watercolour because the colours all mix together. Might just add a little bit of darker green on the nose. So I'm just going to do the background first of all and then go back and paint the pattern later. So do this background on the fin. Nice easy painting. And then the same with the shell, just going to paint the background first. This nice purpley colour. And then we can finish off doing all the pattern. Once all the background's complete, we can start filling in some of these patterns. So just adding the paint inside those shapes. And hopefully it should stay in there. I'm just going to add a little bit of darker green into these as well. Just so it's got a nice variation in the tone. It's starting to look really colourful now, so I can just add some colour onto the shell as well. So I'm going to do the tummy. I'm just going to put a bit of yellow on here first of all, and then add in a little touch of green. And then some yellow on the shell. I think I'll put a little bit of green in there. Just nice with watercolour to let the colours run together. That's all the recolouring done. So you could decide if you want to add a background. I'm just going to do some little white bubbles going up. And then for the background, I'm going to use some Brusho. So this just gives a nice consistent colour, but you could use watercolour. And we're just going to paint the background on. Go carefully around the turtle. Oops. Just go around under the chin. I'm just going to show you a little bit where I've done the bubbles. Just even this out. So because it's oil pastel, can you see how it's just moving away from the bubble? The paint can't go on top of the oil pastel, so they just appear. And then if you want to add a little bit of a kind of wavy effect, you just get some water and just sweep that into the paint. You should see it all start to dilute. And then you can just carry on and do that all the way around your picture. And there we have our finished turtle swimming off. Have a go at this and try out different colours and have lots of fun.